What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Red. Last time, we defeated Giovanni over in the game corner in Celadon City, and then we cleared out the Pokemon Tower here in Lavender Town. So, from here, there's a couple places we can go, but my first destination is actually neither of them. I want to fly over to Viridian City real quick. Because if I use my bicycle, well, using the bicycle is not actually required, but whatever. There's this bush here that we can cut down. And we can talk to this fellow here. We could have done this a long time ago, I just never really bothered. So, this guy will give us TM42, which contains... well, it contains It contains Dream Eater, an ability that I talked about a little bit yesterday. And Dream Eater is basically the last ability that I wanted to teach Hypno, at least after I learned Psychic. And I want to replace Body Slam with it, because, let's be honest, if I want to use normal type attacks, Hypno is not the Pokemon I want to be using. Basically, long story short, I just remembered that this was actually here after talking about Dream Eater yesterday. So I decided I might as well come get it. So, well, before I fly, let's talk a little bit about my options at this point. If we look at my kind of status, we have a list of our badges here. Now, badge 5 and 6 here, we see an old dude and then a lady. They are known as Koga and Sabrina. The interesting thing about them is that they're both at Pokemon... Let's try this again. They both have Pokemon that are at about the same level. And they're a little bit higher than I want to deal with right now. Specifically, they both have Pokemon that are in the kind of mid-30s to low 40s range, which is actually fairly high. So, our first option is we can go to Saffron City, which we unlocked a few episodes ago. There's actually a bunch of stuff in Saffron City that we can do. So that's a pretty easy option. It's really easy for us to get to. We could fly there right now if we wanted to. The other option is if we came down this route to the south of Lavender Town, we could reach Fuschia City, which is where Koga is located. And there's also this path here to the west, which I don't think we can... Like, that's another route to get to Fuschia City, but I don't think we can actually make the full trip. No, I guess we could. So I guess if we wanted to, we could take this path to the west of Celadon City, instead of taking this path to the east. Yeah, long story short, I'm taking the path to the east. That is what is going to happen. If for no other reason, then, well, Koga is the 5th dude on my list, so I might as well take him out as, make him the 5th gym leader that I am going to vanquish. Before I set out, though, I want to deposit my Pidgey. I'm not going to need to fly around for a little while anyways. Also, actually, I should switch Jolteon up to the front of my rows. Or my order, or whatever you want to call it. No, not town map. Bicycle. So this area that we're heading to now, to the south, is full of a lot... It's a very large area. But it's very overflowing with trainers who use either water types or flying types. Is there anything interesting in here? Well, there's that. What's TM39? Swift, huh? Swift. We might as well teach it to Jolteon. Swift is an interesting ability. It's mildly powerful, but its biggest advantage is it has a 100% hit chance. And that's completely, like, regardless of everything and anything. Aside from, like, being asleep or paralyzed or any of that stuff. So, no matter how many times you get hit with sand attacks, Swift will always hit. Swift will hit your opponent if it's flying in the air. Swift will hit your opponent if it's dug underground. Anything and everything. So that's pretty handy. And it's stronger than Tackle, so there's that, I guess. So anyways, as I was saying, this route here to the south, it contains a lot of trainers, and almost all of them use either water or flying types. Which makes it a, well, a very good place to have an electric type on your team. So, well, not even necessarily an electric type, someone who can use an electric type attack. Obviously, I just taught Jolteon Thunderbolt using the TM that I got for beating Lieutenant Surge in the Vermilion City Gym, so if you have another Pokemon that you could teach Thunderbolt to, then they can take advantage of that just as readily. I just happen to have it on an electric type, and an electric type who could use some experience. There's an item over there that I can't quite get to yet, but whatever. So this is going to be a pretty good place to level up Jolteon in. The one issue, of course, is the fact that Thunderbolt only has 15 uses, so that might run out a little bit quicker than I would like. But it is what it is. Actually, in that regard, maybe I should have just kept Pidgey on my team, so that I could use Fly to get back to town quickly, to use the Pokemon Center. Well, whatever. Quick Attack. Quick Attack can be useful. I mean, I guess it's more useful than Sand Attack. I mean, Jolteon's very quick anyways, so chances are you're not going to actually need Quick Attack to have the first turn, unless you're fighting a Pokemon that's like 30 levels above you or something. Well, maybe not 30, but you get my idea. Although I'm sure Jolteon is probably quicker than a level 60 Onix. Oh, I flipped to the wrong map in my strategy guide. Okay. Just trying to look at what we got here coming up. And my first kind of goal, target, whatever you want to call it, is coming up pretty quickly. So that's handy. Now, I was mentioning a minute ago how Jolteon doesn't have a whole lot of uses of Thunderbolt. But I'm pretty sure I mentioned in the past that he does learn Thunder Shock at, I think, level 32. So that'll come in handy once I actually get there, but that might take a little bit of doing. I'm probably not going to have enough Thunderbolts to get there in one go, so Thunder Shock is a little bit weaker than Thunderbolt, but I think it has 25 uses. So sometimes just having that weaker attack and then the stronger attack can be good, just so you can dole out whichever one is more appropriate at the moment. For instance, I'm sure all of these Pokemon could probably be killed in a single Thunder Shock, rather than a Thunderbolt. But you can only use the abilities that you have at your disposal at any given moment. At the same time, I could probably kill most of these pretty easily just using normal type attacks, because stuff like Goldeen, not all that challenging. See? Especially when you get a critical hit. Horsey, oh man. That's a real change of pace. And down it goes too. Okay, wow. Only 300 experience. That was not even really worth it. Wow. It was worth it. I mean, 300 is infinitely better than 0, but whatever. Just get on my bike real quick, and I'm actually going to switch. Let's go with Charizard. So this is the sleeping Pokemon that I mentioned previously. That was at the crossroads. So if we use the Poke Flute, it wakes up, and attacks us in a grumpy rage. So this is Snorlax. Now if this is a Pokemon that you're interested in catching, then you'd best do so post-haste, because there are only 2 of them in the entire game. This one and the other one to the west of Celadon City. If you don't catch one of them, then you're out of luck. So in that regard, it's pretty rare. I actually got pretty lucky there. Snorlax can be it returned to the mountains with a big yawn. That's kind of strange. Anyways, Snorlax can be pretty difficult to kill sometimes, just because it has a lot of HP. I think it has a pretty decent defense. So this is just the area to Vermilion City, so I'll just show you that we've come full loop. But the biggest thing about Snorlax is that he knows rest, which completely restores your HP and puts you to sleep. So if you don't have the ability to kill Snorlax in just a couple of turns, then there's a good chance that he's just going to continually rest and heal himself up, and basically it comes down to, can you kill him before he wakes up? Obviously, I had a level 38 Charizard who got 2 critical slashes in a row, so that worked pretty well for me. Wow, this Voltorb is actually a pretty decent level. I guess they give levels a little bit of a bump after that I've gotten past the barrier that is that Snorlax. Well, let's just go with... let's go with Gyarados. Electro is an electric type Pokemon, but I'm pretty sure Voltorb and Electro don't learn any electric type attacks by default, so I'm not too worried. Well, there's Light Screen, which, as it says, protects against special attacks. But I'm not too worried about that, because I'm just going to use Bite, which is not a special type attack. And down he goes. I really should get Gyarados up to level 30. Just a nice even number. Anyways, here we have the Fishing Guru. Good for you. Super Rod, huh? So, previously we found the Old Rod, which allowed us to catch a Magikarp, and the Super Rod allows you to catch better Pokemon. So let's use it and see what we can catch. It's a bite! Oh man! Well, that's a Krabby, that's not what I'm looking for. I guess I should probably check if I can actually catch what I'm looking for here. Let's not waste a Thunderbolt on a level 15 Pokemon. Oh. It actually does not look like I can catch what I'm looking for here. I was pretty sure that I could, but I guess not. That's kind of unfortunate. In that case, I'm actually going to take a quick detour. I'm going to head back to Lavender Town, grab my Pidgey, fly over to Celadon City, and see you in just a moment. Okay. So, that's kind of unfortunate and kind of ruins the plans that I had made, but that's not a big deal. We'll just use our Super Rod over here. I guess the thing is, like, the Pokemon that I'm looking for is really common. Like, you can catch it pretty much anywhere, but I guess just not in that one area. Well, that's not what I'm looking for either. Needless to say, I took the opportunity to rest up at the Pokemon Center to restore my uses of Thunderbolt. You would think... oh, well, that's not good. That's even worse. You would think that a Pokemon twice this thing's level would be able to kill it in one shot with a normal type attack, but unfortunately that is not the case. Maybe I'll just use Thunderbolt just to speed things up a little bit. Well, if I don't catch it with this cast, then I am just going to... okay, I might as well try again. Then I am going to just try until I find the Pokemon I'm looking for. So let's see what we got here. Another Slowpoke. Okay, so I will continue fishing until I find what I'm looking for, and see you in just a moment. Alright, there's what we're looking for. That didn't take too long, but there is a little bit of a catch. We actually had to end up going back to Pallet Town, which obviously is not very hard with Fly, but basically because I'm using the Super Rod, it actually makes it a little bit harder to catch the Pokemon that I'm looking for, because typically it's caught with when it's the Good Rod, but if I'm totally honest, I don't actually remember where you even find the Good Rod. So I don't know, maybe I could have caught this thing way before, but that is not the case. So anyways, now that that's done, I just want to fly over to Lavender Town once again, rest up, switch Pidgey out for my Poliwag, and then I will head back over to where I was, where I got the Super Rod. Okay, and here we are. We're not quite halfway through this area. Like, I guess lengthwise we're pretty close to halfway, but the concentration of trainers is actually a lot denser in the areas coming up, so that's a thing. Now, what I have done is, oh, level 24 Magikarp, okay. I've actually placed Poliwag at the front of my team, and this Magikarp can use Tackle, okay. Well, that's clearly going to do more than Bubble would. As you may or may not be able to infer, I want to level Poliwag up. Specifically, I want to get it to, I believe, level 25, which is the point where it evolves into Poliwhirl. Now, you may be wondering why I'm bothering. Poliwag is obviously a Water-type Pokemon, which I already have in the form of Gyarados. And all will be revealed in due time. For now, I just want to level up my Poliwag. And unfortunately, Magikarps are not a particularly effective way of doing so. Even at level 24, they're worth almost no experience. Whatever the case may be, get some iron. I shall use that on Monsieur Dugtrio, who only has 76 HP at level 30. Hopefully it's starting to become abundantly clear why Dugtrio is not particularly good. He's got like about 30-ish HP less than all my other Pokemon at that level. Although Jolteon has a pretty low HP too, but Jolteon at least has more redeeming features. So, this is not a water or flying type, so I might as well stick with Hypno for this dude. I don't want to overuse Thunderbolt on things that's not going to be particularly effective against. Of course, now that we're leveling up another Pokemon again by switching our guys around, that means we're reintroducing ourselves to the possibility, or not the possibility, but to the whole taking more damage than you need to because you're switching Pokemon around thing. Which is unfortunate, but it's kind of a necessary evil. It will pay off in the long run. If nothing else, at least Poison Sting is particularly weak. And I do have a whole bunch of antidotes still lying around, which I haven't really ended up using many of them, but they're there if Poison Sting happened to have achieved its goal of poisoning me. No, it's getting quite close to that goal of level 37. Let's see what we got over here. Oh, nothing, just a bunch of tall grass. Okay, well, that was not worth my time. Oh well. Well, that's good for you. I'm sure your Pokemon can use all the stat boosting items they can get. Oh, level 28 Goldeen. Practically shaking in my boots here. hopefully now that A, I have restored the uses of my Thunderbolt by visiting the Pokemon Center, and B, I'm facing Pokemon that are a little bit higher level, I should be able to make it to level 32 with my current set of Thunderbolt uses. Although I guess I am switching or splitting my experience between two Pokemon now, so maybe not. But it is what it is. Like I said, this will definitely be worth it in the long run. It's just, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's super annoying having to do this at this point in the game, but it's a necessary evil. Hopefully, just because Poliwag really is very low level, it should go pretty quickly. Although, obviously it's going to slow down a little bit once it gets to like the low to mid 20 range. Although by the time it gets to like mid 20s, then mid 20s is basically 25, right? And that's what I'm aiming for. Oh, Horsey. Why are you so useless? Well, that was easy. Just like every other trainer I've ever fought. Which is not completely true, but it's like 99% true. And here we have a bird keeper. There aren't a whole lot of these throughout the game, but most of them are located in this area. Which is kind of strange, but I guess it's actually not that unusual for this game. There are a bunch of trainers that work that way. I don't really have any good examples that I've actually run across so far, but there will be more examples in the near future. Oh man, Pidgeotto. That bleh. I was going to make some sort of comment on the fact that it's an evolved Pokemon, so it gives more experience, but I messed up. I can't make it seem natural and woody anymore, so there's just no point. Woe is me. Oh yeah, 348 experience. Your bird combo of one bird, one bigger bird? That's a pretty good combo. I have to sometimes wonder, like, why they would even do that, like, hey look, a level 24 Pidgey. Why would you keep your Pidgey at level 24? Or yeah, like why would you keep it as a Pidgey? Like there's absolutely no tactical benefit to doing that. It's like, why are you, I mean, are you trying to be like, yeah, look at all my high level, weak, unevolved Pokemon, and then you like switch it out for Pokemon that actually is evolved? It's like, mind games. Yes, I do want to change Pokemon, in fact. I almost hit B. What I do want to do, however, is switch to Gyarados instead of Jolteon. Payday, huh? That actually did a not completely, utterly insignificant amount of damage. It was almost completely insignificant, but not quite. The experience, however, was... If I'm totally honest, like, it's probably not even worth it switching back and forth between Poliwag for these things. Like, the experience these guys are giving is just ridiculously low, but... I do want to get up to level 25 as quickly as possible, so... You gots to do what you gots to do. Truth be told, I kind of hope I'm not, kind of like hyping up this, a little bit too much. I feel like I'm kind of making it seem like some super awesome, amazing thing that's gonna happen when I get to level 25. Aside from, obviously, evolving, but it really... I mean, it's cool, and it's awesome, and it's gonna be really useful, but it's maybe not quite as that awesome. I don't know. I guess it's just what's on my mind right now, so... Yay, water gun! I will never use it. Da-da-da. Get back out there, Poliwag. Get that free experience. Poliwag on its own, I guess, can actually be a pretty decent Pokemon. Like, it itself is pretty weak, and its evolved form, Poliwhirl, is kind of mediocre. But once you do get to level 25, you have the option of using a Water Stone, which you can buy from the Celadon City convenience store, much like I bought the Thunderstone to use on Eevee, which evolved into Jolteon. So, like, you can evolve it into a Poliwrath once it evolves. Like, you can't obviously go from Poliwag to straight to Poliwrath. Hey look, free calcium. I'm not sure how there's calcium just sitting around. I guess maybe it's like a supplement. What does calcium even increase? Is it attack? Special. Oh, I should use that on Hypno then. Anyways, you can evolve Poliwhirl into Poliwrath, which actually is a pretty useful Pokemon. It's a pretty, is it? I think it's a dual-type Pokemon in Generation 1. I'm almost positive that in future generations, at least, it is a dual-type water fighting. I'm pretty sure it's water fighting in Generation 1 as well. But that's a pretty interesting combination. And you can do some kind of interesting things with that. And stats are pretty good too. So long-term, Poliwag is a pretty decent choice. Although, obviously, like I said, I already have my water type, so I don't need two of them. If I did want a second water type, it would probably be one that was like super ultra focused on special type attacks, because Gyarados is more kind of like all-around awesome, and his special attack is one of his least awesome stats. So if I wanted... Wow, this Meowth is actually tearing me apart a little bit. If I wanted a Pokemon to do like crazy ridiculous amounts of water type damage, then that's what I would go for a second water type, but Gyarados fills that role for me just fine. Jeez. I would never have expected that Meowth to do that much damage. Oh well. But yeah, the fact of the matter is, I'm not looking for another water type, so... And if I was, Poliwag, Poliwrath would not be it. It would be a good substitute, though. Oh, you and your quick attacks. Where's your quick attack now, birdie? Oh man, Pidgeotto. Actually, I should have used Jolteon on that last guy because it was a bird. It, however, was not a plane or Superman. You birds and your quick attacks. When will you ever learn? I mean, I guess not that there's anything wrong with quick attack. I suppose I'm not opposed to taking a small amount of damage because quick attack is pretty weak. Its strength is offset by the fact that it is a guaranteed first hit. So this area can be kind of confusing, it's kind of mazy, but it is full of bird users. Such as this fellow, the Bird Keeper. I think I'm actually just going to switch to Gyarados, maybe put him out of his misery a little bit. Assuming these guys can actually kill him, which... Seems like this... Oh, well, I was going to say, it seems like this Pidgey would be able to kill him in another quick attack, but it's not going to get that chance. Okay, well, Pidgeotto I gotta give to Jolteon. Gotta get that evolved Pokemon experience bonus. Go, Jolteon! The damage I'm getting from switching back and forth is starting to add up a little bit. probably gonna have to end up going to the Pokemon Center somewhat soon-ish. Oh, level 30. That means that Jolteon is technically all caught up. Although, I definitely want to get much higher because... Well, I mean, I guess Jolteon already fills its role as kind of like the electric type user that, you know, makes things dead with electricity. It does that role pretty well already, so... I guess it's not really that big a deal. But, at the very least, I need to at least learn Thunder Shock. Oh, Spearow, if you'd used actual attacks instead of Growl, you maybe could have killed me. But it was not to be. Oh man, Fearow. Fearow can be pretty decent. I think Fearows tend to have like a ton of HP. So that's handy. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Ha ha ha. He tried to copy my moves, but I didn't make any moves. Except for killing him. I guess maybe they don't have that much HP after all. Poliwag's coming along pretty nicely though. Well, 25 is a good place to be. Did I say 25? I mean, yeah, I guess 25 would be a good place to be if that's where I actually was. Did I kill you? I guess not. I agree. But they're mine. You can't have them. Oh man. Poliwag on Poliwag. What are we gonna do? Run away! Hypnosis. Oh well. Guess I might as well at least try to wake him up. I guess that actually is the one disadvantage to using the Poke Flute, is that if for some reason you are, or let's try that again. If for some reason your Pokemon and your opponent's Pokemon are both asleep, then it would actually wake up both of them. I'm not entirely sure how that would happen, but I don't know, maybe you like used Hypnosis or something to put your opponent to sleep and then you used Rest? You could use an Awakening to just wake yourself up, but if you use the Poke Flute, it would wake both of you up. But truth be told, that's a situation that is situational is basically like exactly what that is. It's like the word to describe that. Is chances are it is never going to happen. Not enough. Oh, these ladies. Do I want to Pokemon with you? Not entirely sure what that means. I guess she's asking if I want to fight, maybe? I feel like there's a lot of room for misinterpretation there. Charizard, the go-to for killing stuff with normal type attacks, because he's level 38 and Slash has a high critical hit chance. Oh yeah, Charizard. You get that 210 experience. You revel in it. Enjoy it! Maybe one day, Charizard will have a high enough level to learn a real fire type attack. Man, these Meowths and these bites are actually surprisingly powerful. Especially when they make you flinch, which was not the case this time around, thankfully. Although, being faster than the Meowth, I don't think flinching would even be a thing. I think there's a way that you can lure these two trainers to a certain distance so that you can make like a shortcut there, but it doesn't really matter all that much. I cannot. What did they have out? Was it a Rattata? Yeah, okay. Oh man, that critical quick attack. Another quick attack. I mean, I guess that's certainly a whole lot more damage than I would have expected a Rattata to deal to Charizard, but I really have a hard time caring. Yes, I do want to switch Pokemon. And being that Pikachu is electric type, let us switch to Dugtrio. Go Dugtrio! Oh man, it growled at me. I don't know what I'll ever do. Bam! Dig a hole. Dig seems to get a lot of critical hits. I don't think it's supposed to. Certainly not something I'm complaining about, it's just kind of weird. Like, I don't think it has an augmented critical hit chance. I'm pretty sure it's just the same as every other attack. I mean, except for the ones that do have an increased critical hit chance. Ouch! Ouch! Charizard's actually taken a pretty good amount of damage at this point. Oh well, it's not that big a deal. I plan to return to the Pokemon Center after I've cleared out this little area, which I'm fairly close to doing, I believe. Is there anything in here? No, just the tall grass. I guess that's the one nice thing about this area, even though it's really big and there's a lot of fights, they're all trainer battles, not random battles. Which is nice, because, I mean, trainer battles are obviously a lot more predictable, so... Wow, this guy's got 5 Pokemon. That's actually kind of annoying, because that means that none of them are going to be worth much experience. I'm just going to stick with Charizard, for now, I think. Save the high experience Pokemon for Jolteon. Why so furious, Spearow? Get it, because it was Fury Attack? Yeah. Pidgey? I don't know if I can kill a Pidgey, I've never done that before. These things can be pretty beefy. Ah, there's sand in my eyes. And another Pidgey. Oh joy. Back and forth and back and forth. But we're almost there. Should be level 23 before too long, so... We're getting close. If we're lucky, maybe we'll get level 25 before we're done this area. It's not likely, but... a guy can hope, can't he? Truth be told, this area is taking a little bit longer than I expected, but at the same time I expected it to be pretty long, so... Well, that's a bad way of putting it, like... I kind of expected it to be over expectations, I guess I should say. Because, I mean, obviously there's a lot of trainers here, and the whole switching back and forth thing obviously adds a lot of time too, so... I kind of didn't take that into account with my estimations. But we are almost done. There's only a few more guys to kill, so it shall all be over soon. Yay, level 23. And sadly, 154 experience was not enough for Charizard to level up. Is there anything back here? Well, there's this dude. I mean, you don't need to. I mean, it's a good idea. And it's something that you can do. Or you know, could just actually have strong Pokemon. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that a level 28 Pidgey does not fall into the category of having strong Pokemon. But it is what it is. You can't expect all trainers to have strong Pokemon. Oh, Doduo. Interesting. It's a little bit more rare Pokemon. I don't think it's necessarily any stronger. I mean, its evolved form, Dodrio, can be pretty strong. Doduo on itself, I don't think is anything to write home about. One of the interesting things, actually, I think, is just that I'm pretty sure Doduo and Dodrio can actually learn Fly, which, if I'm not mistaken, anyways, and I find that pretty interesting, just because, like, they clearly do not have wings. So I don't know how they fly around, but whatever. I guess, I don't know, at the same time it's just really weird. It's like, Charizard has wings, cannot fly. Doduo has no wings, can fly. How'd that work? I don't know. Jolteon's really taking a beating. But I get that juicy, juicy experience. They should be ready for battle? I mean, shouldn't you know if they're ready or not? I don't know. Trainers just say really weird things sometimes. And by sometimes, I mean pretty much all of the time. Come to think of it, my Dugtrio could actually take out these flying types pretty easily too. I think flying type attacks are super effective against ground types, but there isn't really a whole lot by way of actual flying type attacks in Generation 1. Most of these guys are just using like quick attack and stuff. And a couple episodes I taught Dugtrio, what was it, Rock Slide? And rock types or rock type attacks are super effective against flying types, so yeah, that's a thing. Of course, with the whole like switching back and forth stuff, Dugtrio is a little bit less capable of taking the hits than Charizard would be. But at least I have that contingency plan, just in case. Charizard is very slowly going down, like 6 or 10 damage at a time. Come on, Poliwag, level up! Fira has a bit of an interesting cry. Gonna try switching to Jolteon. He's probably just gonna get killed, but there's always that chance that he could just use like Growl or something, which is clearly not the case. Aha! But I am still alive. This was a triumph. Huge success! And one more level for Poliwag to gain. Not ready yet! Oh sure, just make excuses. Didn't beat this guy. I'm pretty sure there's only one more guy after this. Maybe 2? Or maybe 3? Okay. Getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Although this is a poison type, so let's go with Hypno. My team is really starting to get kind of worn down here. And all because I have to train up this stupid Poliwag. If I didn't have to switch back and forth, I'd be killing these guys no problem. But we're almost there. Is that coughing worth 600 experience? That's actually pretty good for a non-evolved Pokemon. Well, let's see. Kill Mr. Coughing. Yeah, 342 experience each. Not too shabby at all. Coffee! Go, Hypno! Bam! That's psychic attack. Killing the dude since whenever Pokemon came out. Which was what, like 96, I think? Okay. Did this guy go back to where he was? That's kind of weird. Well, whatever. Oh yeah, there's that guy there. I forgot he was there. I have! Or at least, my flying types that can actually fly. I mean, Charizard and Gyarados are both flying types and neither of them can fly. So that's kind of annoying. Whatever, let's just switch to Jolteon. Hopefully not die immediately. Aha! Yeah, you use that growl, Spearow. That growl shall be your last. Yay! Poliwag grew to level 25! Which means that I don't have to mess about with Poliwag anymore. Time to just start killing fools. Thank God. Pharaoh! And you shall have my last Thunderbolt. Give me all of your experience. Oh, you learned Thundershock at level 31, not 32. Interesting. Well, let's unlearn Tackle. Okay then. Shut down in flames. And Poliwag is evolving. Huzzah! I think the little swirl on Poliwhirl's chest, I think it actually changes directions at one point in its evolutionary process. Does Poliwhirl or Poliwag, then Poliwhirl, Poliwrath. I'm not sure where the change actually occurs though. I was gonna put Jolteon in the front of my order, but then I just forgot because I was talking. Stupid talking. Why you gotta be talking? Oh, whatever. Hypno can handle himself. Oh no, I wasted 300 experience on the Poliwhirl that I don't care about anymore. Let's try using Dream Eater, just to demonstrate how it works. Basically, you have to put the Pokemon to sleep first, which is where Hypnosis comes into play. Oh, Dream Eater missed? What is this nonsense? So, that's the one downside to Dream Eater, is just that it's kind of required that you have Hypnosis or some form of sleep attack along with it. But as you can see, Dream Eater does plenty of damage and it absorbs that HP, so that is quite handy. Anyways, that is the end of this section of the route to Fuschia City. There's a whole bunch more trainers down there, but this is where I want to leave it here for today. So, after that extremely long episode of just killing one trainer after another, I'm going to leave it here for today on Let's Play Pokemon Red. Catch you later.